Well, I wasn't going to do any vlogging. But I've just come out for a ride on the bike, pretty much impromptu. So no real structure or progression or plan, just to go out for a ride. It's one of those days where things didn't go terribly well. Well, the first part went okay. Aha! Somebody on a, I don't know what, moving quickly. So, the first thing I'm going to do is say a quick hello to Bones over there. Morning, Bones, or afternoon, Bones. Tree over there, it's ew, beautiful magnolias up there. Right, coming up to 30 limit. It's 9 centigrade, which is a bit below my normal threshold for riding, but the heating grips, it makes it that bit more tolerable, although I don't think I'll be going far today. See, finally getting on with building over there. It's been a long wait. They started that development some while back, and they evicted all the previous tenants in the old Cornish built units, which were made in Mundic. Now, Mundic is a building material peculiar to Cornwall. It was used post-war to get lots of houses and accommodation built quickly for people who needed it. But sadly, what they didn't take into account was that a lot of the Mundic was constructed with mining waste, and therefore they started to rot basically inside. The concrete was defective, and so houses built with Mundic are effectively valueless. You can't get a mortgage on them. A couple of bikers, yeah, so, and also I think there's some talk about them being radioactive. Certainly when you have a building survey here in Cornwall, they get tested for Mundic. Yeah, so they were fairly basic Cornish built units, but the people who lived there loved them, absolutely loved them, and there was a nice little sense of community. But they were evicted, and the council were going to rebuild and rehouse all those tenants. But you know what? There's been a gap of several years now since that happened, and something, I think there were problems with more mining subsidence along the way. So presumably those people who were offered new accommodation back in the same place have now been dispersed elsewhere, and probably won't get the chance to move back to that area, which is sad. I mean, I hope they're all doing all right. But yes, lack of affordable housing in Cornwall. Discuss, well, you know, there just isn't any, because whenever builders build, they always want to build the houses that what they see as making the best profit, which doesn't always convert to houses that the locals can afford. In fact, I probably can't afford anything around here. Yeah, trying to get past this. I don't know, there's a waste truck or something. There's another waste truck. There's a. No, that's an oil tanker. Yeah. Hopefully oil has started to go down a bit now, as we are oil fired. Although that's not a really desirable long-term situation. You can't go on burning oil forever. Shall I be a bad boy and go past in the 40 zone? No. So now we go past. Beautiful monkey puzzle tree to the left. The monkey puzzles are an ancient group that also include things like the wallaby pine. Basically evolved to resist chomping efforts of dinosaurs, hence how the very, very prickly leaves. And now they're in danger in their homeland of Chile, where the old growth forests have been cut down for logging. Actually, there's more monkey puzzle trees around the world than there are in Chile now. So, if you can, plant a monkey puzzle tree, because it helps conserve threatened taxa, because there aren't many of them. Same goes for the ginkgo biloba, the Chinese maidenhair tree. Beautiful tree, bright yellow in autumn. So, I think I'm going to take a diversion here if I can. There is a road, I think. Yes. Taking a back road. Scratch the nose. Talk about some other stuff. One of the ones is what the Economical Ride said in his blog about when doing road tests. For him, the paddle test is very important, and that you check if you can maneuver the bike up and down in slippery situations like gravel, mud, etc. And that's what he wants to know from a road test. I'm shortly about to ride the Royal Enfield Hunter 650, and I'm thinking, what do other people want to get from it? I know from my own perspective as a shorter rider, I want to be able to know how comfortable it is riding it, getting your feet to the ground, manoeuvring about. Reaching the side stand is one thing that taller riders don't really ever consider. Also, the reach to the bars and the levers. Now, some people, you know, they want the bars to be closer to them, and it's not something I find a problem as such. It's beautiful woodland here, but other things do. Some people are also concerned about the blast on their chest, particularly from naked bikes. Again, I'm not so bothered. I've ridden naked bikes pretty much all my life, and whenever I've ridden a bike with a screen, I usually end up taking it off. So, what do you do? Do you like to put screens on, take screens off, adjust the levers? I think adjustable levers are a brilliant idea. And on my last review of the Royal Enfield Hunter 350, where I sort of observed that didn't have indicators that said cancelled, somebody sort of commented rather sharply in the comments, like, would you expect a bike costing 3.5k to have them? And actually, yeah, I think I would still. I think that oops, what have we got here? Roadwork. These days, for the price, I think it's probably a matter of a bit of software, and that can't cost much, can it? But you know, I'm always forgetting to put my indicators off, and I think that's situations where car drivers sometimes think you're turning left, turning right, and then they behave in a way that puts you both at danger. And so yeah, I think self-cancellers are important, but other people might not. Let's try and avoid these vehicles. Funny, isn't it? You start out and you think, oh, absolutely fine, and then all of a sudden your bladder decides you want you're going to need to go to the loo. I think that's the effect of cold, shrinks everything down. At least that's what I say. And another thing that strikes me is I watched the boy motorcyclist this morning talking about a situation where he kind of witnessed a fatal crash, and reminded me of something that happened in my life some years ago now. Dear friend, perhaps I should have been more than a friend, but never quite was. A bit of a unhappy life, shall we say. And I won't say much more at this point, but I remember she visited me for a couple of days, sort out a few things, have a bit chill out, and then she left my place, and about 2 miles down the road she had an accident and was in a coma, and later that weekend they switched the machines off and she died. My son was visiting me at the time, and so we had to visit her in hospital with all the life support machinery clanking away, buzzing and beeping and making noises, and it was ultra sad really, but you know, that was the situation there. Always remember that, wonder what would happen if something had changed the course of history there. Not something I was directly responsible for in any way, but you still feel guilty about these things, no matter what. And maybe I'll recount that entire story in another vlog one day. Just for now, I thought it would be interesting to say that that was something that weighed on my mind quite a lot at one stage. So, let's take a diversion. I was going to go straight on here, but I think there's an interesting place we could visit, but which is Thorn Motorcycles. Now, this is somewhere where the owner can be a bit pushy, shall we say, but he does have an interesting range of motorcycles, including the new BSA Gold Star, which I've had one ride out on, but it wasn't very satisfactory because the weather was cold, and the rear footrest, the passenger's footrest, right hand side, which also secures the exhaust, was attempting to disengage itself and fall off at the time. So yeah, not ideal, but this place is a BSA dealer, and he did say he was going to have a demo bike. Yeah, so I might just have a quick look down there and see what he's got at the moment. But it's also a quieter back road, this, so I can talk while riding along without having to sort of raise my voice too much. Fiddle about with the noise reduction on the software to get it clear. Right. And of course, being a back road, there are also numerous tractors. Beautiful view over to the right there, Bodmin in the distance. Yeah, I think this might be full motorcycles. Yes, Thor Motorcycles. It's possibly the most remote dealership that I know, because it's nowhere near any centre of population, but he has got a nice modern showroom I don't know how it makes his money really, because there's never anybody in there when I'm there. This bike needs a clean, doesn't it? Proper clean. But I'm sort of holding off on that until the weather improves to where they're not salting the roads all the time. So you think it's going to be a really sort of cheesy little, you know, tatty place, one man and his wife, but no, it's not. It's quite big. Yeah, visor up. I'll start indicating because I think it's not quite around this corner yet. Ugh, like fucking only. Alright. Cold.
We've got the BSA Owner Club chap involved now. He's a nice guy. Phil Hawking, he's on. Yeah. So he's nicking a bike next week.
Bar end mirrors, I think that will be something.
Bar end mirrors, we've got in stock. Look. We've got black ones and we've got the aluminium ones.
Yeah.
So that was Thor Motorcycles. Had a bit of a chat with the owner there about the BSA. Hoping to get out for another test ride in it. I'm going to do the Super Meteor first, which I always wondered what's down there to the right, but I won't risk it because God knows where I might end up. So, back via the Nivet, and then on possibly to Victoria Services and some hot chocolate. So these are the sort of roads really when things like a Royal Enfield, Hunter 350, the classic 350 and even the Super Meteor excel really, because you just cannot go any faster than 30 or even 40 at the most. So having a low power chugging motorcycle is a positive boon. As anything sort of high revving, high speed is a positive nuisance. The Guzzi sits somewhere in between, as it can chug along. But there's always that, you know, kind of thing where, oh, can I go a bit faster? Can I go a bit faster? And that's really not in the. That was a pretty poor stop there, wasn't it? Yes. Don't do this like me. Do it like somebody else. I was talking and not thinking. Yeah, but this actually is quite a wide road for Cornwall, even though there are still passing places. You can mostly get two vehicles past each other, which in many places you cannot. So, dropping down towards London, the one or two ways back from there, depends where things are. To the right there in the distance, you may or may not be able to see it, is the A30, which is Cornwall's main artery. Currently we're awaiting two bits of road works to be completed. One is the dualling of the A30 a bit further west, which will make a big difference, but it's been a long time in the making. And the other one being the new bypass to St Austell, which will also have benefits. And that seems to be gone on a bit more quickly. Yeah, so 40 is your maximum on this road, probably 30 on the as you can see, even at these speeds vehicles can come to you pretty swiftly. But yeah, the road surface isn't too bad. And that's the road down to London. Let's come out the other side. Not in any hurry today. It's pretty gloomy at the moment, actually. 7 degrees now, so temperature's dropped a couple over the last hour or so. So I think it's going to be a straight ride back to Snozzle. Right, I think I'll stop videoing here. That was just an unplanned impromptu vlog. So, I've been Captain Clumsy, you've been my audience. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.